What up, Tone Space? Yo, this video is to address the feedback that this brother Young Pharaoh has been getting after reviewing and breaking down some of Master Teacher Bobby Hemmitt's information. The feedback and the outlash that he's been getting after doing such. And the whole thing has got me thinking like, all right, we have what's supposedly a conscious community. We have a community of people that are supposed to be of black consciousness, black power, or deep thought on a philosophical level. Hey, sometimes it goes even beyond just black and white, through different origins of traditions and cultures and belief systems and the such. Just to give it a nice wide definition of, what this sect of like YouTube and Facebook is all about, just to give it a general sense. But the main point that I'm getting at is, we're all part of a collective, whether we do speaking and lectures and stuff ourselves or whether we consume that information. We're still supposed to be a part of like a sphere of deep thinkers, of deep thought, of deconstruction of different ideas, things that go against the conventional way that we've been fed stuff. You know what I'm saying? To decode the fabric of the guise and of the veil that they put over our eyes, and to be woke, as they say, which maybe I'll say at the end of this video or another video. I'll explain why I don't even like the term woke. We'll see how this goes. But basically, what I'm seeing in this, little circle or whatever you want to call it, this little collective, are a whole bunch of knuckle draggers, a whole bunch of knuckle draggers. You would think the conscious community are just a bunch of combatants or a sports team or even just comedians that's on stage where you heckle this one and you praise this one, throw a tomato at that one, laugh your ass off at this one. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of knuckle dragging. It's a lot of short attention span, a whole lot of that. I'll give one quick example. And I don't even mean to be too critical, because to an extent I can understand this or what I'm about to say. Let's say you have a debate. You have two people debating, right? A lot of people support one side of whomever's debating. So let's say someone's supporting the side of whoever they like. Quite often, what's the feedback? Facts. Body bag. You killed him. Or, whatever array of colloquialisms that we have that's close to the classic terms such as word up or right on. Shout out to Word Up and Right On magazine. Some, throwback shit or whatever, right? So we get a lot of that. And it's cool. It's definitely understandable. It's sporty. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of trendy. It's supportive in a sense or whatever. But usually it's 90 to 95% of feedback is that from the crowd. 5, maybe 10% at best of the feedback are actually people going over the details of the information that whoever's speaking, whoever's lecturing, whoever's debating that they had to offer. You know what I'm saying? It just seems like in a sphere of such critical thinkers, the feedback should at least to a greater percent be more than just one or a couple syllable words. You know what I'm saying? Like if someone debates someone and they slay them with that sort of information, how come it's so few it's not so often that we hear people reverberate or say like, yeah, he got him with A, B, and C, or with such and such, such and such, a little more than just body bag, or you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not trying to be too critical on that, because it does add, you know what I'm saying, some juice and excitement to the competitiveness of it. I'm not saying that no one should be, saying facts or anything like that. But I would just like to see a lot more feedback of the actual information. A lot more examples of people that went beyond just a short attention span of hearing what they like that person say, or because they like that person and they just summarize it with a facts. You know what I'm saying? Can we have more people that's like, yo, when you broke down such and such that went against his such and such, well, yo, such and such slayed him. Could throw a facts on it after that. Facts. You know what I'm saying? So, getting to the point, leading to what I'm talking about Young Pharaoh's critique of Bobby Hemmitt's information. I see a lot of feedback from Sonetta, from the old dude with the gummy mouth that be talking a lot of ish about people. He's been getting at Young Pharaoh. Sonetta been getting at Young Pharaoh. A lot of other people. How dare you say this about the master teacher? Oh, you need to shut your mouth. This, that, the third. And the reason why I don't like that is because, like, well, hey, let me start by saying I've listened to Bobby Hemmitt. I've listened to endless Bobby Hemmitt, excuse me, a couple years ago. So I know his doctrine. I know his disposition of what he is and his works and his hustle, or his grind, should I say, and his level of study, his level of research, and of course his entertainment value in presenting, his information. You know what I'm saying? Kudos to him. I give him like enormous props for that. I could agree. Yeah, on that aspect, he's a master teacher. Even though my personal views on the actual information have changed from what it was before when I was first introduced to it or whatever. However, the thing I'm not feeling about people getting at Young Pharaoh is, all right, Young Pharaoh, he's a young dude. He might have been a little brash, a little pompous, strutting his strut, poking his chest out a little bit. But at the end of the day, what he was breaking down on Bobby Hemmitt was the actual information. It's not like he was just dissing dude, in a similar, just a couple syllable retort of just saying, oh, you ass cheeks. No, he went into the details of Bobby Hemmitt's information that he disagrees with, and he brought out a presentation as to why he disagrees with it. I'll even play a couple seconds of it. I'll put the link down to his video, what I'm saying, if anyone wants to check it out. But, a couple seconds just so it could add so you can understand what I'm talking about.
Look, this is Anton Levy, 1856. He created the picture that we all refer to as the Baphomet. This is it right here, okay? Now, if you practice Wicca, let me go to Wicca. Let me scroll up. Let me go to Wicca.
All right, just a little short taste. I'll put the rest in the link in the description below. But the point that I'm making is he went deep. He's talking about Anton Levy. He was basically saying that Bobby Hemmitt is a supporter of Luciferianism, and he's breaking down why he's not feeling that. And for him to just break down why he's against Bobby Hemmitt's information by digging into the actual information of Bobby Hemmitt, for him to get such like bad feedback and don't say shit about the master teacher, fall back, Young Pharaoh, and all that crap, I was just not feeling that. If anything, if you disagree with him on the tenets of the information. Disagree with him on the tenets of his clapback to Bobby Hemmitt's information, and do it by way of providing information. Say, no, Young Pharaoh, master teacher Bobby Hemmitt is actually right because blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? They're like, if he's really that master teacher, then that means you should have been masterfully taught. You should have been masterfully taught enough where off the top of your head, you could get back at Young Pharaoh and explain to him, no, sir, you're wrong because Bobby Hemmitt said such and such, such and such, such and such. But I'm not seeing any of that. All I'm seeing is people trying to get at the young boy just on the strength that he just went at Bobby Hemmitt in general. You know what I'm saying? And it's part of this knuckle dragger movement. We've got a big knuckle dragger movement in the world altogether. Definitely on social media, definitely in the hip hop community, definitely in the urban community and stuff as a whole. But unfortunately, it is also permeated into the supposed conscious community and the conscious collective of alleged deep thinkers. You know what I'm saying? To the point where when someone that we like is doing a thing, facts, word. You know what I'm saying? When someone gets at someone that we like, how dare you get at the master teacher, this, that, the third. I'm like, come on, man. Can we get back to the core of the information? If you disagree with Young Pharaoh, prove it. I don't think any of these people that have gotten at Young Pharaoh have even validated or confirmed that they disagree with him, because no one got back at him about the specifics of the information. They just didn't like that he got at a man that is revered and is considered, I guess, a legend in this game. And I could agree that he's a legend. Don't get me wrong. I'll say, yeah, Bobby Hemmitt, master teacher all day. Even if right now I'm not rocking with his particular doctrine, I could still give him a salute and his props for what he put down in his information. But if anyone want to get back at that young boy, get back at him with the information. You know what I'm saying? If you can't debunk his information, then don't tell him, no, how dare you say this to that, the third. He actually took the time to have like a decent clapback of actually going into his own information and giving the reasons of why that he thinks Bobby Hemmitt's doctrine is false. So to see people just do some knuckle dragging shit and just get at him just on the strength without any hardcore core information behind it, that shit is whack. So, I mean, we really got to do better. We really got to do better. So, yeah, I'll probably do another video about the term woke. All right.